welcome back. The A major scales, what fun. The major scales are the holy grail of scales. And the reason for that is because every other scale is taken from or uses the major scale as a reference. For example, the minor scale uses the first note, the second note, and the flattened third note of a major scale. So without knowing what the major scale is, the first, the second and the third, we don't know which note to flatten or which notes to sharpen. So first off, if we learn the major scales, which are generally a happy sounding scale as opposed to a minor scale, which is a sad sounding scale, if we learn the major ones first, we can then learn all of the scales that we need to learn to be an accomplished guitar player from that, using the major scale as the reference scale. So let's go through the scale. I'll just play through it a couple of times over 1 octave and then 2 octaves, which basically covers all 6 strings, and then we'll go and take each note a lot slower, each individually, calling out what the note names are. Okay, so there are 8 notes in an octave, okay? That's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and 8th. 8 oct, meaning 8. So let's go through the first 8 notes, and they are A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp and A again. So we started on A and we end on A. Okay, let's look at what notes they're on. What we do, we start on the 5th fret on the E6 string, and that is the note of A, and we start there with our 4th finger and we just stroke down. Is the note of A, and our first finger goes on the 2nd fret on the 5th string, that's the B, and then with the 3rd finger we're on the 4th fret on the 5th string, C sharp, and right behind it is the 5th fret on the 5th string, that's the note of D, then we go to the 2nd fret on the 4th string there, that's E, then we go up to F sharp, which is on the 4th fret on the 4th string, and then we just slip back to the 1st fret on the G3 string there. That's the note of G sharp, and then up to A on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Okay, from the beginning again. It's finger 4 on the 5th fret, finger 1 on the 2nd fret on the 5th string, finger 3 on the 4th fret there on the 5th string, finger 4 on the 5th fret on the 5th string, finger 1 on the 4th string on the 2nd fret, finger 3 on the 4th string on the 4th fret, finger 1 on the 3rd string on the 1st fret, and finger 2 on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. And that sounds all together like this. You can play it back again. And that's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's in the key of A. Let's go through the major scale one more time, very slowly. I will call out the frets to push down and tell you when to move down a string, starting on the 6th string on the 5th fret with your little finger. So we start here and it's fret 5, go down a string, do 2, 4, 5, down a string, 2, 4, down a string, 1, 2. So that's calling out the frets there. Okay, now let's watch that major scale across 2 octaves. And the reason we're going to do 2 octaves is because it's going to cover all 6 strings from the E6 string to the E1 string. We're going to use every finger and we're going to cover frets from 5 all the way down to 1. So that's this end of the guitar, a real nice stretch for the hand, good exercise, and obviously we want to be building up our speed. But remember, as with every single lesson, with all the lessons throughout the course, speed is good once you've mastered how to play it. There's no point in playing something fast that's incorrect. It's just a total waste of time. Learn how to play it first. Slow is important. Get it right first, and then just gradually your speed will come. The more you play it, the faster you'll get. Your picking hand will be more in sync with your fret hand, and they'll harmonize together, and you'll have a really good end result. So I can't stress that enough. Okay, speed will come later. We all want to be a fast guitar player. That just goes without saying. Who wants to play slow? Okay, when we can play fast. So try and stick to the lessons. Be strict on yourself. Be firm and help yourself out by learning to play it correctly first, and then moving on to more speed once you're comfortable that you can play it. Okay. If you get any fret buzz or any noise like that. Again, just check that you're trying to land your finger always nicely in between the frets, not touching the metal fret or just not bending the string. Sometimes you get this down, and it's because you're pulling too hard on the string, you're pulling it down or pushing it up. So again, just make sure you're using the tip of your finger to arc over and touch the top of the string. Okay, and just take your time. Right, let's go across 2 octaves and call out what the notes are as we go. Starting on the 5th fret on the E6 string. This is the note of A. Here we go. Okay, so we've got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, which is the end of the 1st octave and the beginning of the 2nd octave, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp and A, which again is the 8th note of the 2nd octave. Then we go back in. Okay, again let's practice. Let's this time call out the fret numbers. Okay, so we're starting on the 5th fret. I'm going to tell you to move down a string. I'm just going to call out the fret numbers. Keep the rule of 1 finger per fret, and as I tell you to slide back or slide up, and then I'll just call out the note, the fret name. Okay, fret number. Here we go. Starting on the 5th fret. This is just going to call out the fret number and moving down a string over 2 octaves, the A major scale. Here we go. 5th fret on the E6 string, and it's fret 5, down a string, fret 2, 4, 5, down a string, fret 2, fret 4, down a string, fret 1, slide up, fret 2, fret 4, down a string, fret 2, fret 3, fret 5, down a string, 2, fret 4, and finally fret 5. Okay, back again, fret 4, 2, 5, fret 3, 2, fret down a string, fret 4, fret 2, slide back to 1, fret 4, fret 2, up to string 5, fret 5, fret 4, fret 2, and finish on fret 5 on the E6 string. There you go, and that's your A major scale across 2 octaves. Okay, now you can go away and practice those major scales, and as soon as you finish the major scales, we'll move on to the next lesson looking at the minor scales. Okay, take care, see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.